Why are your eyes cast down? Look up and listen. The world offers its own poetry.
Sidewalk poetry began in Northfield in 2011. The city's Arts and Culture Commission sees this project as a way to express, in part, its core mission to celebrate the role of the arts in supporting a high quality of life, in enhancing economic vitality, and engaging citizens of all ages, abilities, interests, in making and appreciating the arts. Further, we see these poems as expressions of who we are as a community. On this spot, someone once thought of something. Someone remembered. Someone stopped to talk to someone she had not seen all winter. Something happened here. Rain fell. Wind tugged at someone's umbrella. Someone persevered.
Number 10. Number 15. Number 22.
We received 121.
Number 96.
And then now this is the first time we're getting together after the judges have had almost a week to assess them, read them, and reread them.
Number 9. Number 92.
Each of the judges can come with 12 that they would have sort of at the top of their yes pile. Then we can see that, for instance, if one poem had 5 yeses, then that's in.
There's no debate.
No debate, we've set that one aside. It might be that one poem has 3 yeses, but someone else speaks up and says, you know, that was really in my no pile, and then we have a talk about it. Then we'll see, you know, where the overlap is, and where there isn't, then we'll be, you know, looking at individual poems, obviously, and kind of giving another listen to them. They're all numbered, and so we can easily find them in the stacks in their packets.
80. Ooh. And 93.
Wow.
All right, these 5 that have 3 votes. Shall we just read these 5 through and then talk about those 5? Is that okay? Or would you rather talk about each one as we read it?
Maybe as we read it,
Okay.
because then it's fresh.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, the geese, their V formation, carrots alleluia across the morning sky.
You know, besides the poem itself and all the wonderful things that can be said about the poem, I pictured the image of someone reading that on a sidewalk in the context of that, and looking down and then looking up. It's just a fabulous product for the context of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely an image there.
Okay, I'm sensing a star here.
Words fly like insects, tiny, necessary. Living jewels, they shimmer and journey, incidentally encouraging fruit from flowers, igniting the dusk, the stars. I also thought, in terms of what Chris has been saying about the context of it, the dusk, the stars, it gives us some outdoor context, and yet links it to the words, to the poetry as well. And I liked the imagery.
I was really good with it until we got to fruit from flowers. That was fine. The last piece didn't seem to hang together for me. I mean, I could definitely see the sense of the comparison. I like the living jewel piece. I really like the idea of incidentally encouraging fruit from flower, I think, which is great.
I guess I was thinking igniting the dusk, the stars, like fireflies that are like stars in the dusk. The whole rest of the poem is actually about the insects, and then you start thinking, well, is this about words? I mean, how does the words part, how does the very first word of the poem fit in? The rest of it's all simile, so reading it again, it actually works better for me, so I would be happy with it, actually.
And this was one that I selected. I was the other vote on that.
Okay.
And my favorite part, and it ties exactly in with what you said, in reading it again, just skip the middle. Words fly like insects, igniting the dusk, the stars.
I was looking at all the different ways that words could be like flying insects. You know, the fact that sometimes they just hang in the air. Sometimes by accident, and I guess I would have used accident instead of incident, but the idea that they'd encourage going from one thing to something else in terms of really a change, and I really like the living jewels, and that I think well-crafted words are like jewels. So I was good with it really all the way through. I just had a hard time getting to the fireflies, and that helped. All right.
I thought it went really well. I think we had, as we always have, we had very serious, dedicated judges who clearly spent a great deal of time not only reading but rereading and sort of reconsidering all the poems. I liked the give and take in the group, the willingness to speak up to a poem that they felt passionate about, and also the willingness to hear that maybe someone else didn't feel quite the same about it. I saw one family one day, a family had found a poem, and then the youngster was racing ahead to see where he could find the next one. So anytime words can enhance our experience in the downtown, when sometimes we're busy running errands and scooting here and there, it gives us pause and time to think about something else for a while.
Tonight, a red star catches in the elms. The moon burns on the horizon. The whole world glitters, even my breath.
Good morning, this is Paula Granquist, and you're listening to Art Zany, Radio for the Imagination. Thank you for listening to the show that celebrates creating and stories. And I hope that we can convince you to stay with us for today's show as we celebrate National Poetry Month with the Northfield winners of the Sidewalk Poetry Competition. I'm going to turn on the mic.
I think my favorite poet is probably Robert Frost because he has such beautiful images, and it's easy to understand, but there are also deeper meanings below the surface.
This year I've been doing a challenge where I write a haiku every day. That's where I got my poem that won in the Sidewalk Poetry Contest.
Living right on the Cannon River is what inspired both this poem and other things that I've been trying to write. Getting back in touch with a love of words, a love of succinct words, a love of descriptive words that aren't necessarily persuasive of anything other than happiness, which is what I'm trying to get in touch with.
I started writing poetry when I was in grade school. I read a biography of Louisa May Alcott, and there was a poem in there that she wrote and read to Emerson, who said it was a good poem. For some reason, I put the book down and I thought, well, she was 7, I'm 8. I better get started.
You're late.
I was late to the party. But so I've been writing poetry ever since.
If I'm having like a bad day or just an okay day and I'm just feeling really low, it helps to have something that you can just, like a poem that you can take out and just look at every once in a while. It makes you feel almost like you got a friend there that's patting your back.
I think my favorite thing about poetry is taking everyday things and making them even more beautiful than they really are. It's a short way to express your feelings about something.
Many poems are not long, so that you can breathe, read a poem, and go on with your day. You don't have to getting engrossed in reading a novel that keeps you up all night, the gift is right there.
Drifting, drifting through. Just a song on its way home, leaving wet footprints.
The glassy icicles hang like cold fringe from the cozy scarf of our house.
Words fly like insects, tiny, necessary. Living jewels, they shimmer and journey, incidentally encouraging fruit from flowers, igniting the dusk, the stars.
Oh, the geese, their V formation carrots hallelujah across the morning sky.
They say it. The passing birds, the lonely leaves, the whispering stream, calling to you. Be still, still.
Trees bear the storm's weight well. This air's a hush to all our hurry. And after all, it is enough just to watch the wild geese seize their shadows as they land at dusk in the blue, new-fallen snow.
The sun may shine on these lines, may cast a shadow across them, or may surrender them to the silver moon.
When they had milled the wheat, they turned to kneading the cement, patted into neat squares, salted and scraped in winter, baked in summer, lines conforming, edges touching. Stepping from one square to another, this town passes you hand to hand with a wave.
Tread lightly here. Move through the world so softly you do not disturb the dragonfly at rest.
When we get over on Maple, there's 18 of these. And there's 5 more stamps in the back of my truck with different sayings on it. So it's kind of a, touchy-feely. A lot of it, what you have to look at is your weather conditions is huge. Whether it's sunny, windy, cloudy, you have to take all that in consideration when you're putting your stamp in. Your mix design, if your rocks are larger, you've got to keep that in consideration because it'll distort your letters. So there's a lot of different variables, and it's kind of a trial and error deal, but it's time consuming, but with a little experience, it'll go all right. Good.
We're just getting the rocks pushed down, so when it stiffens up, and stamp it.
This is for flames, for petals, for the weight of night and morning's distance, for futility and grace. This is for love, hovering over dark water, a lone crane that never lands.
Ooh, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe.
Thanks very much. We're Bonnie and the Clydes. We're really happy to be here. See a lot of poetry tonight.
Yes, indeed, and if any of our winning poets are here and haven't yet checked in with Leslie Schultz right over here, please do so we know you're here. We're very excited to be able to sponsor this event tonight in celebration of Sidewalk Poetry.
Drifting, drifting through, just a song on its way home, leaving wet footprints.
This one is in front of the Ruppy Law Office on 6th Street.
The glassy icicles hang like cold fringe from the cozy scarf of our house.
Oh, the geese, the geese. Their V formation carrots hallelujah across the morning sky.
When they had milled the wheat, they turned to kneading the cement, padded into neat squares, salted and scraped in winter, baked in summer, lines conforming, edges touching, stepping from one square to another. This town passes you hand to hand with a wave.
The sun may shine on these lines, may cast a shadow across them, or may surrender them to the silver moon.
Words fly like insects, tiny, necessary. Like living jewels, they shimmer and journey, incidentally encouraging fruit from flowers, igniting the dusk, the stars.
They say it. The passing birds, the lonely leaves, the whispering stream, calling to you, be still, still.
That wraps up the poems, but now we're going to have a photo.
The whistled tune travels along the sidewalk, stepping up, 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 down, up, jaunty as the man who follows.